Okay, I'd like to call to order this regular council meeting, and the second item is disclosures of pecuniary interest. Ask any member if they have one of those they'd like to declare. Seeing none, of course, you can do so anytime if you need to. We do have additions, deletions. I have a motion moved by Councillor Grace, seconded by the Vice Deputy Mayor, that Council amend the agenda to add agenda item 8.1, being a motion regarding the December 16th Committee of the Whole meeting, and further that the reasons for going into closed session be amended by removing item number 1 regarding union negotiations and adding committee applications. Are there questions or comments to that resolution? Everybody's clear on it? All in favor? That's carried. Okay, so that moves us on then to, there's no public meeting, that moves us then on to adoption of the minutes and the special council minutes of November 11, 2019 and regular council minutes of November 25, 2019. I have a motion moved by Councillor Smith, seconded by the Vice Deputy Mayor, that council adopt the minutes of the special council meeting of November 11, 2019 and the regular council meeting of November 25, 2019 as presented. Questions or comments to those minutes? Nope. Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. That moves then on to the Committee of the Whole minutes of November 25, 2019, Committee of the Whole minutes November 26, 2019, and Capital Budget minutes December 3rd, 2019. And I have a motion moved by Councillor Mayad, seconded by Councillor Grace, that Council note and file the minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting of November 25, 2019, Committee of the Whole meeting of November 26, 2019, and the Capital Budget minutes of December 3, 2019. Questions or comments to any of those minutes? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. All right, that moves us then on to report of the Committee of the Whole and an Infrastructure and Development report of November 25, 2019. It has been moved by Councillor Schreider, seconded by by the Deputy Mayor, that Council of the Town of Saugeen Shores adopts the Infrastructure and Development report dated November 25, 2019, recommending that Council endorse the subdivision and site plan development guide as a guideline for the implementation of developments in Saugeen Shores. Questions or comments to the resolution? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. All right, and that takes us on to the report of municipal officers and a staff report on the Municipal Modernization Program, Intake 1. I have a motion moved by the Deputy Mayor, seconded by Councillor Schreider, that Council endorses the Town of Saugeen Shores' expression of interest in the Municipal Modernization Program Intake. Questions or comments to the resolution? Councillor Grace.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My question is about the first intake date of December 6, 2019. Is that something that we met?
Yes, we have. We sent in an expression of interest to the ministry. I did notify them that we would be also submitting council's resolution if approved, so I'll be doing that shortly if approved.
Questions? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. All right, so there is a motion. So it has been moved by Councillor Grace, seconded by the Vice Deputy Mayor, that Council dispense with notice of this motion. It's moved that Council amend the procedures for the December 16th Committee of the Whole meeting as follows. 1, that the duration of the open forum be increased from 15 minutes to 30 minutes. And 2, that the restriction for speakers heard within the previous 6 months as set out in section 14.11 of the procedural bylaw be waived for delegations in open forum. Questions or comments to the resolution? Councillor Grace.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I moved this motion. We are devoting an entire meeting of the Committee of the Whole on December 16th to the topic of the proposed waterfront project in Port Elgin. And I think considering the fact that there is new information coming forward that's going to be published as part of this agenda, that I believe that it's appropriate for us to expand the opportunity for public comment in this meeting, and that's the purpose of my motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Deputy Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, I just want to support the motion as a seconder, and I think that is a really very much significant decision. Huge decision we're about to make, and I think affording people a little bit more time on the 16th is the absolute right thing to do, so I support the motion.
Thank you. Further comments? I support the resolution as well. This will provide time for 10 speakers during the open forum, and it will allow those speakers who have spoken to us in the last 6 months on this subject to return to speak to us again within, if they're able to become one of those 10 speakers or one of the 3 delegations that we will accept at the meeting. It's also important to remind the public that this is a committee of the whole meeting, and should council choose to approve any recommendation that comes before it, or if the discussion continues beyond the 16th, that there will be subsequent meetings prior to final adoption of any resolution, at least one regular council meeting where there will be again opportunities to appear at the open forum, as well as delegations. So, the Deputy Mayor.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, in theory, when we put this out there that we are going to extend it, could we also re-inform the people that the rules of the open forum are that you speak, council listens. There will be no discussion.
Yeah, certainly I can lay those, I will lay the rules out well ahead of the open forum and the delegations on the 16th. It is my role to maintain order, and I will do that. And but I do look forward to hearing from folks. As I said, there'll be time for 10 folks to speak in the open forum for 3 minutes each. More, I suppose, if they can speak, if they speak for less than 3 minutes. And I think it's also important just to note, I was going to mention this before, and it's reoccurring to me now, that council needs to preserve as much time for itself in this meeting so that it can hear the recommendations, hear the presentations, and also have a chance to debate and ask questions itself on this matter. So I think this achieves a good balance with that regard, provides some extra time to hear from the public, but also ensures that we don't start debating this at 9 o'clock at night. This is an important decision, as the Vice Deputy Mayor quite rightly points out, and it's our decision. We have to make it, and so we need to be as we need to take the time to debate it and to do that well. That's our job, and this gives us the opportunity to do that. So as I said, I will support the recommendation or the resolution. If there's nothing further, all in favor? That's carried. So there's no other notices of motions or motions, so that moves us on to bylaws. There are 3 bylaws before you. Does anyone want to draw one out for individual consideration? Seeing no desire for that, then I will read the resolution. It's been moved by the Vice Deputy Mayor, seconded by Councillor Smith, that the following bylaws are hereby read a first, second, and third time and finally passed and sealed this 9th day of December 2019. 188-2019, being a bylaw to authorize the borrowing upon amortizing debentures in the principal amount of $6,536,400 towards the cost of the new police building. 289-2019, being a bylaw to authorize the entering into of an agreement with Ontario Clean Water Agency. And 390-2019, being a bylaw to consolidate and establish employment policies for employees of the corporation of the town of Saugeen Shores. Questions or comments to the resolution? The Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to thank Aqua for all the great work that they do in town to help us have the cleanest and best water around in the area. So thank you very much.
Councillor Grace.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I also have a question about the Aqua agreement for the Director of Infrastructure and Development. Is there, or could you comment on how this contract prescribes what happens to the agreement? Although we're getting great 100% ratings, if an inspection were to be significantly lower than that, how would this contract or agreement deal with that?
Thank you, and through you, there's no specific language in relation to the inspections and scores on those inspections. The contract does require Aqua to operate within the environmental laws of the province. That being said, if they were to get non-compliances and corrective actions in those inspections, then they would be expected to do those to the satisfaction of the municipality and the province. If they weren't able to meet those, then the termination clause under but there is a Pardon me? But the material breach of contract, sorry, thank you. We talked about it earlier and I just slipped out of my mind. So if they can't get that fixed, then that would be a material breach of the contract, and there are termination clauses for that.
Further questions to the resolution? I'd also just like to welcome our friends from Aqua who are here this evening, and thanks very much for your work for our community, and I'm looking forward to the renewal of this contract. So, nothing further, all in favor? That's carried. So that moves on to item 10, close to public, and I have a motion moved by Councillor Rich, second by Councillor Carr, that Council move to close to public session to discuss three matters in accordance with Bylaw 63-2015. 1, Section 3.8.2b, personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, regarding committee applications. 2, Section 3.82b, personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, regarding organization update. And 3, Section 3.8.2e, litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative tribunals affecting the municipal or local board regarding the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation land claim. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? We'll reconvene in the committee room. So I have a motion moved by Councillor Rich, seconded by Councillor Carr, that Council arise from the close to public session and resume the regular Council meeting, and I will report that Council gave direction to staff on the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation land claim item. All in favor of the resolution? That's carried. And so that moves us then on to the confirmatory bylaw. I have a motion moved by Councillor Mayette, seconded by Councillor Grace, that bylaw 91-2019, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Council of the Town of Saugeen Shores, hereby read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed and sealed this 9th day of December 2019. All in favor? Carried. And that moves us then on finally to the motion moved by Councillor Rich, seconded by Councillor Carr, that this regular council meeting of December 9, 2019 hereby adjourns at 9:48 p.m. All in favor? That's carried.